여러분 너무 보고 싶어서 여러분도 나 보고 싶었어요.
Hello friend, long time no see. We're back in my living room to talk about the next installment of Ateez's ever-growing storyline, the World EP. To start, let's go back to April 2022, a month before I started writing the first part of this guide. Fans have started noticing cryptic and mysterious posters around. Over the course of 2 months, Ateez would covertly leave these messages in the real world. Posters of Halazia were seen in America, Europe, and Korea that read "Wake up world, are you there?" In one message, a QR code was airdropped to people before being briefly posted on Ateez socials before being taken down. Looking at it would lead you to a soundbite called propaganda. At the end, Morse code can be heard. The code translates to "Eye in the Sky." Eye in the sky is a term that refers to surveillance cameras, mainly used by police or the government. On the album, this was revealed to be the intro song similar to Dear Diary and Long Journey. A video was also similarly brought to fans' attention.
There is a disease in the heart of man. The disease is human emotion. There is a disease in the heart of man. The disease is human emotion. Wake up. Wake up, world. Are you there? It's time.
The video, which was titled "Wake Up the World," had the same voiceover as the one in the Kingdom performance The Awakening of Summer. The Android Guardian is on screen, but the feed gets interrupted by the propaganda voiceover. A poster was posted on their Twitter with the propaganda line spray painted over with the words, "Are you seeing this? Eye in the sky." So from this, Ateez are clearly telling us that we are being watched, and the only way to message us is secretly because they don't want to get caught. After the official comeback announcement, the promotional map was rolling through. Through the first set of concept photos, immediately you can feel the revolutionary vibes. They show Ateez with Halazia behind them. In some pics, masks similar to the ones used in The Awakening of Summer are shown, next to the flyers also seen in that performance. They are also holding up flags. Immediately you can feel the revolutionary vibes. The album was released on July 29th, 2022, with the first song being The song begins with "Wait a minute." These instrumentals sound familiar? Oh my god. Before the lyrics even start, we are informed that this song is literally directly after Answer. We get even more confirmation in an interview that the World Series takes place after the Treasure series. Do you know what that means? We broke the fucking cycle.
Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go!
Hongjoong isn't trapping them in a time loop after Precious, which takes them back to Treasure. Which means that the events of Precious technically don't happen. That particular loop is broken. Hongjoong decides to forward the story with Sector 1. But why? I guess we'll find out. During the Break the Wall tour, when this song is performed, as the instrumentals play, Morse code is shown on the screen. The code spells out Sector. Ateez are now ready to face the truth of this world, and the best way to do that is to go to Sector 1, a zone in the city. More on that later. In Hongjoong's verse, he mentions blowing the flute, which is something that Peter Pan is often shown doing as he leads the Lost Boys. His dream has been reborn in a sense, like a zombie, and he's ready to play this game of fighting against the government. In Minji's verse, he says, "It's like I'm dreaming dreams," which is a reference back to a lyric in Inception. He feels like how he felt when they first traveled to this new world, but it feels different this time, a new chapter 1. Ateez wants to go to Sector 1 to have the people there feel what they feel, to experience what love is, and to listen to the sound within them. With new determination, they start their journey again. We first see some men installing a speaker on a roof. There's also airships flying in the back. During this, we can hear the speech from the Awakening of Summer playing. We focus on one man, but then he removes his skin. And it's Hongjoong. In the behind, Hongjoong tells us that the other men are guardians, and he tricks them. He runs off, and we get the best start to a song ever.
I got it back. 반에 뒤집어 this game. One chance 바로 지금 midday. Hack like that. 짧고 강렬한 escape. No next 나를 따라 쉽게. 지겨 지겨 또 지기 봐 new world. 지겨 봐 지겨 또 지쳤어.
Hongjoong once again refers to their new journey as a game, in which he wants everyone to follow him on. He then says, "Look at the new world." You then see Yuno in a phone booth, Yosong in a van, and Seonghwa in an elevator. Yosong mentions in the music video that his role is to hack into the system to reverse people's brainwashing and relay information to Ateez. At the chorus, the background is a reference to posters of the 1926 science fiction movie Metropolis. During Minji's verse, Minji and Wooyoung throw the Awakening of Summer flyers out of a speeding van. The van scene is similar to the one in the Awakening of Summer. You also see Yuno in the recording room with San on the television. In the back of the room, you can see posters on the wall. One of them is influenced by Leninist propaganda posters. Another guy walks in a room before pulling off his face, revealing it to be Wooyoung. Wooyoung then pulls down a lever, causing the on-air signal to go on. The speakers, implanted everywhere in Sector 1, are now on allowing Ateez to get their message out. We also briefly see a scene where Ateez visually recreates the painting Liberty Leading the People, which commemorated the Second French Revolution. At the bridge, Ateez tells the citizens that living as they are, like dolls, is wrong. They ask for them to finally raise their heads up and see their grayish world. They strongly claim who they are and what they will do. The ending scene is Ateez looking up at a screen, seeing a boy wearing a school uniform walking past gates. It zooms into the logo on his shirt, saying Prestige Academy. In the song, Ateez refer to themselves as gorillas, but not the animal. It stems from guerrilla warfare, a term referring to civilians who mostly fight to overthrow their government. Sun Tzu, the Chinese general known for writing the book The Art of War, explained how the tactics of guerrilla warfare work. Quote, "Know when to fight and when not to fight. Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Know how to deceive the enemy. Appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak." End quote. The tactics they use consist mainly of sabotage, ambushes, and surprise hit and run attacks. Because they are fighting in their own homeland, they use the familiarity to their advantage. When asked about the motives of guerrilla fighters, Cuban Revolution leader Che Guevara said, quote, "The guerrilla fighter is a social reformer, that he takes up arms responding to the angry protest of the people against their oppressors." and that he fights in order to change the social system that keeps all his unarmed brothers in ignominy and misery, end quote. All of this is seen in the music video through the actions of Ateez, but will also been explored in the diary entries. We open with a loud siren blaring and the Guardians walk into the plaza street looking for the source. Z, our antagonist, talks for the first time through a speaker.
완전한 세계. 완전하기에 우리의 세계는 안전합니다. 작은 오차는 곧 균열이고 균열은 곧 고통으로 이어집니다. 고통. 고통은 삶에 있어서 불필요한 감정이며 부정적인 요소입니다. 우리는 여러분들을 보호하고자 합니다.
It's noted that the citizens all have chips behind their ears with a yellow light. Z's speech continues.
균열이 없는 세계는 언제나 아름답습니다. 각자의 위치에서 삶을 살아가는 여러분들의 이 세계 자체입니다. 스스로를 의심하지 마십시오. 당신은 언제나 옳습니다. 당신이 옳기에 우리가 옳은 것입니다. 명심하십시오. 우리는 당신을 위해 일합니다. 우리는 당신을 위해 헌신합니다. 이 모든 것은 당신을 위한 일입니다. 의심하지 마십시오. 당신은 언제나 스스로를 의심하지 마십시오. 우리가 옳은 것입니다.
This guy keeps yapping. The crowd starts cheering for him, but then music starts playing and their chips start dimming. The crowd starts looking genuinely confused at the sound of music. A man looks next to him and sees Hongjoong in a black fedora smiling at him, and without even knowing him says Ateez. Minji tells him once he looks at them, he won't ever forget him, and the guy's eyes come to life. Minji then throws a small square-shaped machine at him, informing him that it'll break his chip. All of Ateez show up and start dancing, and the crowd joins in. The black pirates throw flyers into the crowd that reads, "You are valuable by yourself. No one can define you, and no one can control you. Being alive is imperfect, and it's beautiful to be imperfect. Read poetry, draw pictures, listen to music, dance, and sing. Therein lies your own answer," from the black pirates. The people, now radicalized, realize there's a chip in their ear as Ateez used the chromer to move around the area as Guardians try to catch them. They poof out the area, and the citizens are now filled with fear. Ateez couldn't give them heartbeat toys before leaving. One person picks up the beaker and puts it in their pocket. Back in their hideout, the black pirates congratulate Ateez on a successful plan. Left Eye, aka the guy who almost killed Yuno before, is explaining how the machine works.
일단 우리가 하는 건 통제를 귀에서 벗어나게 해주는 것까지야. 그 다음은 개인의 의지에 맡기는 거지. 강제로 끌고 올 순 없어. 두려움이 큰 거니까. 그건 스스로가 옳다고만 하는 그들과 다름없는 일이야.
The citizens are all controlled by the government with a control link. But with the machine, they become connected to the black link that blocks the control link and informs the black pirates they are radicalized. The people get free will, and the black pirates have no control of them. The black link doesn't connect automatically, it depends on the person. If they decide to go back to being mind-controlled, then it won't connect them. It gives them time to decide until the Guardians realize they've been blocked. Hongjoong then asks if they've found Z's location yet, and they're like, well, no. They can't find him cause only high government officials are allowed near him, thus it makes it hard to find his exact location. The diary then explains the importance of mirrors in this world. Mirrors are windows where someone can perceive oneself. When people who were controlled saw themselves in mirrors, the mind control would break, so reflective objects became prohibited. Windows were similarly taken away because they're shown the possibility and freedom within them and see the world. They also put large domes over zones, so these people are getting artificial light and just giving them vitamin D. The government be like, give the people a heating lamp smile. Blocking the sun is crazy. They didn't get rid of their emotions. They're just depressed. Sickos. Ateez's method seen previously isn't working efficiently enough because the Guardians would take the radicalized people to the bunker before they can join the Black Link. So in order to target a large amount of people at the same time, they decide to go to the Prestige Academy first to install mirrors and remove the window coverings. A signal goes off and they see a young boy near their bunker crying for help. They take him in and the boy explains he wants them to help his older brother. He's the one who took the breaker back at the plaza and was radicalized. This is gonna get so confusing, these people need names. Okay, their names are now Walter and Danny. Danny tells them he's scared Walter is gonna be taken to the Guardians Island, and Ateez all look at Yosong like oof. The Guardians Island, where Yosong was held, is a place where they dispose of people who rebelled against the government. Sure. Once people who take the 40 years of education, they take a graduation exam, and if they fail an emotional test, they're sent to the island. Alright, listen, I get it, this is some crazy stuff, but like, these people age weird, can we talk about that? Who cares your brother is gonna get killed for showing emotions, he's 40 but in high school. The boy tells them that because the government can't physically be in the school to monitor the kids, they issued a group of the best students to do it. The guys ask him what school he goes to, and he tells them Prestige Academy, and they're like, bet. Cyberpunk paints an interesting picture where Ateez are in a bright neon city, but feel the emptiness of its citizens. In the chorus, when Seonghwa says the city is full of lies, they all seem to put on hats, similar to Take Me Home. When Jongho sings that he doesn't want to stay in the dark, they do an eye pose, calling back to wanting to see the truth. At Minji's and Hongjoong's rap, they both say that they doubt that they actually exist. At Minji's lyric, Who am I? My, mine, the duo recreates the part in Hala Hala with Seonghwa and Wooyoung. Jongho asks where do we go as Hongjoong sings manipulated the sky, manipulated stars, manipulated time, tell me the truth. During this, the members can be seen doing a set of moves before reversing them. Minji and Hongjoong then directly communicate with each other, something that was seen a lot in the Treasure era. They say that because World Z is so harmonious, nobody mentally grows. For the people here that live a dull life, the days blur together meaninglessly. They also mention the consumable feelings the Guardians were getting high on in the Fever Diaries. Comparing the city to a frozen underground carnival, Ateez feels suffocated and overwhelmed. The ring continues following the boys' feelings to this new world. Yosong starts the song, making the A symbol seen on this album's cover. Ateez are at war with themselves, their overwhelming desire threatening to overtake them and envelop them in darkness. In the background, a ring is shown, but it looks similar to a solar eclipse. The boys are experiencing countless and seemingly never-ending violence, and it's taking a toll on them. They want to put themselves in harm's way to shield the innocent citizens. Even if they die in the process, if they can stop the pain and suffering, it would be considered a win. For this song, their choreography has been more free-form, but everyone is dancing sharply and intensely. When they reach the bridge, they gather back together, with the dance looking similarly to the one in Hala Hala. Along with the formation, San and Seonghwa do similar moves. Ateez are no longer the A24 coming-of-age protagonists they were in Fever. They're taking in their new identity as Halazia. They call back to Sector 1, referring to their power as waves and rain. They understand that they have this immense power to change this world. In the outro, they sing. Before making the same symbol in the beginning, this line and the title refer to the ring in Lord of the Rings. In the book, people who are in contact with the ring experience an overwhelming desire to have power over others. The actual lyric refers to the inscription on the ring, which reads, "One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness find them." So what is the ring in Ateez universe? It could be the chromer. We don't know why the chromer is important to the government, or how Halazia originally got it. The best clue we have is the Awakening of Summer performance, where we see Halazia stealing it from the museum. Also in the background of this performance, they show the chromer. It could also be something symbolic, meaning their determination to fight against Z. They know that their power can be a double-edged sword. If they're not careful, their pure intentions of wanting to save people can turn dark, and they can turn into the very monster they aim to kill. But I'm sure they'll be fine. Let's continue to the next song. Oh, they're very much not fine. To say that the boys are spiraling is an understatement at this point. In this world where things keep getting worse and worse, Ateez feel themselves slipping away, losing their sense of self. Essentially, they're having another existential crisis. He first says the Korean alphabet, then says the world without I. Hongjoong wonders if he's actually there, in this world. The light is fading from his sight, and he doubts if he is actually himself. Minji says that when he looks in the mirror, his eyes look empty. In his memory, he had different eyes. This can have a double meaning. Ateez themselves don't recognize themselves in the mirror themselves because of all of the horrors they've experienced thus far. But this could also be referencing Halazia. Because they have taken on Halazia identities, they are not themselves publicly, and when they see themselves in Halazia outfits, they see Halazia, not themselves. They want to get out of the spiral they're in, but how can they? They wonder what was the reason for all of this, asking if they're truly lost. The responsibility of being this world's heroes is weighing on them considerably as we go to the next song. For the last song of the album, we're going to look at the first song that Ateez performed at their 2022 tour. They start the performance wearing cloaks as a haunting line starts. Who is saying this? And to who? At the end of the Treasure series, we finally get to answer. Where Ateez and Halazia meet for, timeline-wise, the last time. Together, they have a final feast and toast to their future before going their separate ways. We don't see the actual Halazia from this point on. Halazia, before leaving to go buy a carton of milk, say this line to Ateez, and Ateez then go back to World Z to take up the mantle as Halazia. The line repeats itself throughout the song, as if Ateez are remembering back to this moment as they take a step forward. New World is Ateez properly introducing themselves. In Hongjoong's verse, he asks where they're going, but unlike in WDG, he sounds more confident. They're just gonna go for it. For the glory and victory, they will fight against Z. Hongjoong says that even one ray of light will be enough in this darkness, so just follow him. I know what you're thinking. It's in the back of everyone's mind. Hongjoong, you won't reverse back time at the smallest inconvenience again, right? In the bridge, Hongjoong sounds similarly to how he did in Utopia, but the difference is he's not hoping on a dream. He can see it, he can touch it, he's found the place no one could see. The world is finally in front of his eyes, and he's excited to go there with his friends. Minji doubles down on this, saying that finally, the page is being turned. The song has a similar vibe to Pirate King, in the sense that they want people to stop hesitating, stop waiting, just take their hand and follow them onto this next journey. But it's different this time, it's new and exciting, and they're ready to move forward. But before we can move forward, we must look to the past. On December 12th, a video premiered on KQ's YouTube channel. The video, titled I've Seen It, Have You, at first glance seems like a creepy ASMR video, but if you watch through it, you'll realize what it is. During the 30 minutes, multiple strange occurrences happen. Morse code that spells out it's me and Ateez save me. The sound of a bell is heard 10 times throughout the video. Light shines through at some points and footsteps can be heard. There's birds chirping, whistling, and wind heard, and music faintly plays as well. There's graffiti that appears for brief moments. The graffiti reads, "It's just me, myself, and I, and hearts awaken live alive." Finally, towards the end of the video, 8 blue feathers fall to the floor. But wait, there's more. During the live premiere, if you had the chat opened, you could read some strange messages too. From the KQ account, several messages were sent out, such as "Stay focused," "Have you seen it? Do you hear that?" and "There's no turning back, goodbye." Okay, well, that was the strangest 30 minutes of my life, but what does it mean? From the clues, we can conclude some things. Firstly, the graffiti. Hearts Awaken Live Alive is Halahala's government name, so we know that Halateez will be significant in some way. Maybe they finally came back with that milk carton. The other graffiti just ignore for now. The music too. For the Morse code, we know that someone is asking Ateez or Halateez to save them. And either Ateez is replying by saying "it's me" or the person is signaling to them. The bird chirps and whistling are heard at the same time, as if it's a call and response. But between who? Between Ateez and this other person? For the bell sounds, we don't have a clear guess for what they mean yet. But in general, bells can signal the arrival or departure of something, so something to chew on. We then have the 8 blue feathers. So, 8 members. That's all I got. Just kidding, don't leave the video. So we know that birds, white birds specifically, have been associated with Yeosang since Fever. The bird symbolized Yeosang, who felt like he was locked in a birdcage before meeting Ateez, who freed him. Along with Yeosang, Wooyoung with fire and Minji with his headphones are the only ones with specific objects tied to them. But this is a blue feather, is it still Yeosang? Seeing how it's 8, it's safe to assume no. Okay, so why blue birds to represent Ateez? Before, blue butterflies have been seen in Deja Vu and Answer. As you remember, blue butterflies are associated with a lot of things, but the ones to focus on are transformation, change, and the passage of time. So what are blue birds associated with? Again, a lot of things, but mainly happiness, new beginnings, and hope. Ateez are bringing hope to whoever they're going to save. Is it the citizens? Well, yes and no. For the messages, KQ are portraying as someone who wants the audience to pay close attention to their surroundings. They have seen something and want you to also notice it. But at the end, they say there's no turning back. What could that mean? We'll circle back to this later. On the same day, a mysterious Instagram account posted this. So, not only does this definitely have something to do with Halateez, the Chromer also plays a part here. And not to get tinfoil hat, but they show the chromer being turned after Yeosang does it. As a refresher, the scene is played in Deja Vu, the same music video where blue butterflies and Hala Hongjoong appear. Those visually connect to the Fever Part 3 diaries, where Ateez meets Halazia face to face for the first time, and where Yeosang turns the chromer to save the rest of Ateez. So does this have any meaning here? Or am I getting too galaxy brain stayed tuned for the answer? Continuing on, the day after the video was released, the album spin-off From the Witness was officially announced on their Twitter, posting a photo. In the photo, we see a book of some sorts on the ground, and a shadow of a hand reaching towards it. The next day, another photo was posted. It looks similar to the previous one, but the book looks like it was about to be burned. In one of the pages, it reads that night, 8 boys appeared. The Instagram also starts posting several pictures, all with messages. Putting them together, it reads, I found a note. After I turned it over, I found a blank page. It doesn't appear to be this page either. This is another story. Who owns the notebook? Do they know that I'm watching? What happened to them? For the photos themselves, there are letters found hidden throughout. When you unscramble the letters, they spell Bluebird. On the same day, an album synopsis drops, giving more clues. The album, like the title says, is a spin-off. It's not directly connected to the World Series and has a short story separate from the current storyline. The basis of it is that the audience is following an anonymous witness we don't know, which follows the rest of the album title. The synopsis then gives a message from the witness. One day, I stumbled upon a witness's black note. An unknown and interesting story in it. It was a coincidence. What made me find his notebook? I don't know when or where it came from, but the story in it was enough to capture me. I want to know. What happened to them? And when was that time? Anonymous A.Y. 2022. So someone took this book about Halazia and is trying to figure out what happened to them. It's not clear if they or someone else burned the book at this point, or how they're watching Halazia. It also seems that the witness is implying the book might be old, due to what they read. Closer to release, the Instagram showed a picture in their stories. It shows a room with chairs and a chandelier on the ground. There's light shining through the windows, but what is that? The Morse code reads, "Who are you?" Okay, we're almost at the music video, and I have more questions than answers at this point. But luckily we have a guest who will help us fill in any gaps. Let's bring him in all the way from South Korea, Professor Hongjoong.
우리 팀 학생들 다 들어왔나? 지금부터 홍준 교수의 세계관 1분 특강 시작한다. 4만 개 넘는 무물을 보내줬다고 해서 내가 오늘 딱 쪽집게로 설명해 주도록 하겠어. 자, 첫 번째 질문 뭐지? 예리한 질문인데 비슷한 역할이 아니야. 이번 앨범을 이해하기 위해서는 굉장히 좋은 질문인데, 스피노프는 이번 지금까지 진행되어오던 세계관과 같은 세계관이지만 다른 시점의 별개의 스토리라고 보는 게 좋을 것 같아. 이건 오늘 최초 공개하는 내용이야. 이번 더 월드 시리즈가 끝나게 되면 50%가 거의 끝나간다고 말할 수가 있어. 지금까지 이어진 첫 번째 스토리 챕터가 끝난다고 볼 수 있지. 하지만 두 번째 스토리의 챕터로 넘어간다고 해서 세계관이 끊기거나 바뀌는 게 아니기 때문에 그 흐름은 이어진다고 생각해도 좋을 것 같아. 궁금한 건 다 해결이 됐나? 아직 안 됐다면 다음 시간에 기대하도록 해.
For the first class, we got 3 questions answered. Hongjoong clarifies that Ateez have different roles in Z and A. In World A, they were just ordinary students who were trying to become a band. When they went to Z, they decided to become revolutionary leaders to fight for the place they wanted to call home. And he reveals that after the word series ends, 50% of the storyline would be completed, and it serves as an end of chapter 1. I'm taking this well, as you can see.
지난 수업 복습 잘 해왔지? 오늘은 두 번째 수업이니까 오늘 더 중요한 내용들이 많아. 잘 메모하도록 해. 쉿. 안타깝지만 이 질문에 대답을 할 수 없어. 미안해. 크로모는 고대 유물이야. 유물이라는 건 옛날부터 사용해오던 방법이 있다는 거지. 내가 비밀스러운 질문을 하나 할게. 고대 유물은 크로모 하나일까? 사막을 생각해봐. 사막에는 길도 없고 방향도 없고 표지판도 없잖아. 우리가 가고자 하는 방향으로 걸어 나가잖아. 사막은 그런 에이티즈의 상황을 빗대는 배경이라고 볼 수 있지. 안드로이드 가디언은 Z차원 중앙 정부의 결정을 집행하는 초법적 조직이라고 할 수 있어.
Okay, so that was Vaj. Especially the second question, like what? You didn't answer the question, Professor. The desert tracks with everything we've seen so far and everything we will see our. For the last one, we get detailed explanation that the Android Guardians are an organization outside of the law. That's not concerning at all.
저번 수업 복습 다 해왔나? 이번 수업 잘 메모하도록 하고 시작하도록 할게. 꿈을 통한 접촉이 크로머의 기능 중에 하나라고 얘기를 했던 적이 있었어. 그렇기 때문에 우리가 꿈 얘기를 계속 하게 되는 거고, 번개. 내 생각에는 번개가 아니라 천둥, 썬더에 관련된 얘기를 하는 것 같은데, 썬더에 관련해서 얘기를 해주자면 내년에 발매될 더 월드 에피소드 2의 스토리북을 보면 알 수 있을 것 같아. 깃털은 아마 곧 발매되는 이번 싱글 앨범을 잘 보다 보면 안드로이드 가디언은 인간의 뇌를 조작하고 기계를 조합한 존재라고 할 수 있어. 가장 많이 질문하는 질문 중에 하나인 것 같은데, 결론부터 얘기하자면 에이티즈 멤버들 중에는 비밀스럽게 뭔가를 숨기고 있는 멤버는 없어. 앞으로도 에이티즈 세계관에 대해서 많이 궁금해해 주길 바래. 홍준 교수의 에이티즈 세계관 특강 끝!
More vague answers. Everything else is whatever, but the last question I wanted to briefly talk about. So Hongjoong confirms that in lore, Ateez are not hiding anything from each other, which means that until proven otherwise from this point on, everyone's aware of everything everyone does or did. Great. Good to know for the future. The video opens up with a scarecrow that's dressed like Halazia. Wooyoung is seen on the roof picking up the Halazia's hat. He is then seen twisting his hand as if turning something as it shows Yuno, who looks like he's in a broken chromer. There's rocks floating in his hand as well. Yosong is also seen on a roof, but he's completely chained. At Jonggo's part, his eye looks kinda strange. It happens again later in the video, but his left eye looks silver for a second. I don't know if it's the light or it was intended, but I had to mention it. Suddenly the vocals completely stop and 4 bells are heard. During this, Seonghwa stretches out his arms as he starts glitching. San is also seen staring at a giant metal ball, menacingly. Yosong makes his way to where the scarecrow is. The hala hat Wooyoung holds then lights on fire on its own because Wooyoung cannot stop being an arsonist. The scarecrow is shown on fire before it falls down, which could mean nothing. San helps the people trying to pull down the ball with chains. But then it's falling and it hits San. But he's completely fine. And then it's finished. Or is it? At the end we see 4 people who witnessed everything before cryptically leaving. In the music video, Ateez seemed to be, well, it's giving cult to say the least. They are surrounded by cloaked figures who just stand and witness them, aside from the ones with San. In the music video behind, San confirms that the metal balls are moons, which could explain why the gravity is so fucked. Before and after the release of the music video, they released a prologue and epilogue. In the prologue, it starts with the chromer spin at the end of Deja Vu. They also show multiple balls in the sky. In the video, the subtitles read, "The world lost gravity and people lost emotion. People waited for them to return." Here, they show Halazia's from past music videos. The narration continues with, "all while knowing they will never appear again." Amidst this desolated hope, the great sound of a bell resonated through the air and a new 8 made their appearance. It's important to note that the E in 8 is capitalized here, which implies it's a proper noun/formal name. For example, like referring to religious deities/figures like God, Allah, or Zeus. Let's move on. We then see Seonghwa spotting a blue bird and a mysterious person who disappears. In the epilogue, we see that Seonghwa decided to search for the mysterious figure or the bird. He's holding a flashlight, which is interesting to say the least. Anyways, he then sees 4 people, including the person from before. Hey, are they the ones from the end of Halazia? Before we can interrogate them, they flash away. The flash scene here is similar to how the flashing of the chromer is described whenever it's used. Once the light dims, Seonghwa sees something that was left behind. The Be Free bracelet that was seen in World A with the mysterious dancing girl. So, is the Halazia Seonghwa and the world of Seonghwa the same? Or is this Ateez Seonghwa who's experiencing a Mobius strip/Spider-Verse canon event? Or maybe a secret third option? Lots to think about, and I'm just gonna give you more as we look at the choreography. The first time they performed the song, they added a special intro. Ateez are surrounded by cloaked dancers excluding Wooyoung. Wooyoung does a prayer motion before he grabs the Ateez hat before throwing it away. As he does this, the dancers form into the Hala Scarecrow. Hongjoong looks back at the Scarecrow before pushing it down. The regular choreography starts from here. Just from watching through the performance, you can understand they're telling a specific story. It feels like they're in a state of anguish and desperation throughout. This goes well with the lyrics. At the start, it sounds like a prayer. In the first verse, they explain that they have fought but ended up losing their emotions. They're getting used to losing and feel shackled. They then hear a voice that will change the world. The chorus is an anti-drop, which means that instead of the pre-chorus building up for an explosive chorus, it does the opposite and is more minimal. It isn't until Jonggo's part where he screams that he can't feel what it's like to feel alive. Hongjoong is begging to feel something real while Minji asks someone who you are in the existential sense. When you look in the mirror, who is staring back? In the bridge, they ask why they are suffering. Why have they been silent? Why are they trapped in the dark? Their only wish, only prayer is to be granted light, to feel hot passion instead of cold despair. They want to feel so badly. They wish to be saved. Throughout the song musically, it's been pretty calm for the most part, to show how they don't have emotions. Until the last few seconds of the song where explosive dubstep plays, showing they have overwhelming feelings now. So wait, what? Ateez lost their emotions? Well, not quite. Remember, the album is about a separate story from a different point of view. The story is told from a witness to the events that are seen in Halazia. But to be clear, Ateez and the music video are in fact Ateez. But the lyrics and performance are from the witness point of view. It's telling the story of the people who live there who were worshipping Ateez. They wish to be saved from not feeling emotions, and then Ateez, a new Ateez, shows up and becomes their light. Because there's no diary attached or more albums that are directly connected to spin-off, the performance acts like fragmented pieces of a puzzle. We as the audience have to act like historians and piece together what exactly happened. In the beginning, Ateez walks and they briefly glance up at the sky before they continue walking. At Yuno and Seonghwa's part, the dancer again portrays the Scarecrow. In Wasano's part, they act as if they are binded. At the second chorus, they do a group formation where Seonghwa rolls his eyes to the back of his head as he chants. Before the ending, Ateez raised their hands as if holding the moon. The ending is San recreating the end of the music video where the moon falls on him. There's so many questions the song created that haven't been answered, but we have to move on from Halazia for now.
Let me tell you something. K-pop is not leading anyone to Jesus.
Yes, it is.
Not leading anyone to eternal life.
On April 28th, Ateez gathered to watch Ateez's Seoul Encore concert. Outside the venue, people saw a billboard of 8 silhouettes, stating that they are wanted fugitives who disappeared, and there's an award for anyone who has information on them. Maybe if they walked like 5 feet more, I don't know. But the next day, when people walked towards the venue again, it seems like someone destroyed the billboard and put up flags. On May 13th, they released a poster welcoming us to the Outlaw. This was then released as the album description. The people who open their eyes from emotion are confused by everything that they feel for the first time. Would not knowing would have been better instead? At times, facing the bare truth is cruel. At this place where light and darkness are closely connected, what could it be that distinguishes good and evil? In the empty city without color, they who caused a small tremor now move a little more boldly in order to clear up the darkness and protect freedom. The outlaw Ateez that people who think about tomorrow can't afford. Welcome to the lawlessness with no rules or discipline. Right. So things are getting dire. It's getting serious. Got it. The next day, Ateez released the trailer for the album, and TMI, when I got the notification for this, I ran to the nearest cafe and sat down to watch. It starts by stating that it's been 6 months on standby for this entry operation. Someone looks at the Prestige Academy through a telescope, the Academy mentioned and seen in movement. Someone wearing a jacket that says Bluebird Delivery gets of a scooter that drives off. On the scooter, a number is written. This number is also seen in a Halazia teaser with Hongjoong. Ateez have all been waiting in separate hideouts, Minji and Hongjoong with a goat on a roof. Minji is holding a wanted poster of himself, where it's addressing cowboys and cowgirls, stating that he is wanted dead or alive. San and Wooyoung are in a van when the delivery person gives them their order. At Outlaw Customs, they do the same with Yuno and Jonggo. Hongjoong opens the delivery and it's a chili pepper. He cracks it open and there's a note inside. And actually, there's a note in all of the deliveries. Let's go lesbians, and Seonghwa is waiting for Yosong, who was delivering the notes. In fact, people who have been paying attention would have catch this early, because on his scooter his birthday is on the number plate. On their Twitter, a post addressing the outlaw with a newspaper. In real life, Ateez in Korea went to a printing box and got a poster. The poster is detailing each of the duos and their last known whereabouts. Also saw in Korea was a peculiar truck driving around. Hongjoong's voice can be heard, selling chili peppers. If I saw this in real life, I would question my reality, to be honest, which I guess is the point. A poster, a QR code led to a playlist that had all of the members doing the same thing. So Ateez, after the events of movement, are finally making their move. I'm sure everything will go great.
Foreshadowing is a literary device in
Spoilers, it isn't great. From the very start, you can feel the vibes, and they're very bad. San is tied up at the start as the other members stand in front, wearing cloaks. Hongjoong writes out Ateez, a move he does in Treasure and Precious. Hongjoong will try everything but therapy, I guess. The boys are mentally preparing themselves for what they will have to do in order to free the citizens of this world. They steel themselves to the fact if they want to protect them, if they want to actually change the world, it has to be them. And in order for them to do this heavy task, they have to change and adapt. When faced with lies, control, rules, hatred, and emptiness, what do? How do you fight darkness? They say this is the truth of this world. You need the darkness to step out of the darkness. They have to be ready to throw away their own morals to fight back, to sacrifice everything they know to win. Interestingly, they even tell themselves to close their eyes to any doubt of if this is the right way, if this truly the only way to defeat Z. Halazia were the ones who first told them to open their eyes and face the truth of the state of the new world. But now they're closing them again to save it. After this line, Hongjoong steps in, saying that the lines have been blurred. They're facing demons, but can't tell if it's heaven or hell. Minji follows up, saying maybe they're in a place that is both light and dark, and that he can't even tell the distinction between good and evil anymore. Back in answer, Ateez asked Halazia if Halazia were evil. In response, Halazia smirked and asked if Ateez are supposed to be good. The realization that the world truly not in black and white shows how much they've grown from their younger, more naive selves. They're knowingly letting themselves slip into the darkness to fall further and further down the rabbit hole. At his next part, Hongjoong does a similar move to what he does in Desire to a Person when he was stealing the memories of his members. As he sings that his mind is cloudy and he doesn't feel like himself, he steps on the same person to leap off of them. He continues by saying it's time to fight for his life in this world. The day he finally feels like himself again, he will face himself and his choices. During this, the rest of Ateez are watching Hongjoong. They're no longer not aware of the captain's sacrifices. They're standing with him and are prepared to bear the weight of their actions. Hongjoong is shifting back to the mentality he had in Treasure, but the key difference here is that he realizes he doesn't have to fight for a new world for them to belong to himself. He has his friends there that want to fight beside him too. They're pulling up their big boy pants, make the hard decisions. As Minji does his part, which leads to the final part of the song, we see the dancers forming a Halazia in the back. But then, they violently rip off the arms before all the members shoot the figure down. To understand what we're seeing, we have to look at McGee's and Jonggo's part. This seems to be all of the emotions that Ateez have been feeling up till this point. Desire, obedience, and anxiety have specifically been explored in the past series. But what about the other ones? Let's start with inferior. Who would Ateez feel inferior to right now? Is it possible that Ateez are feeling inferior to Halazia? Halazia, until they passed the torch, had been in charge of fighting in World Z. Ateez, who are not from this world, with no prior experience in warfare because again, they were just regular teenagers, might be feeling like they're not as good as Halazia. They respect them, but these feelings still surface in their minds. For resentment as well, it was hinted all the way back in Take Me Home. In order to save Yosang, they put themselves in danger and became Halazia, and they haven't known a moment of peace since. Ateez, filled with imposter syndrome, tear the Halazia's figure apart. This symbolizes two things, which can both be true or one over the other. The first one is they are symbolically killing their former selves. They believe they can't keep the views that they used to. Their former naive selves are keeping them back. The second one is the shooting of Halazia is them shooting that version of themselves. In World Z, they fight using the names and clothes of Halazia. By shooting it, they are stating that they don't want to be in their shadow, they want to be their own person. Ateez are angry at the situation they've been put in, at Z, at Halazia, and even themselves, and they're ready to plunge themselves in the darkness. This world is the first song in the album because it will set the tone for the rest of the album thematically. Ateez are embracing the darkness going forward. They are not pure light, not pure dark, they're morally gray. Back in the Treasure album, I mentioned that they used colors as a storytelling device. They used red for greedy or selfish songs, or blue for hopeful or selfless songs. But they also used another color for when something is between red and blue, between selfishness and selflessness. Purple is used, which is the color of this album. When I say that the Outlaw album changed the chemicals in my brain, I mean it. So with the first song done, let's continue on to. I'm choosing to do this song next because in their Will to Power tour, Wake Up and This World are performed together. And to start off, for someone who doesn't want to be compared to Halazia anymore, they sure love mirroring. Ateez are trying to wake up the citizens, kind of ironic now. In the first verse, we learn something, possibly concerning. So the first verse reads, "Everything that was taken away is lost once again today. One by one, I lose and forget simple facts." Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Ateez are witnessing the citizens forget their memories like they did. Ateez want them to revert back to their former selves, back when they could feel something, anything. With the line "false desires will devour them" is what they want, what they truly want. In order to get them to feel what they feel, they try to pick up their heartbeats. Sorry, I was distracted. Moving on. Hongjoong seems to recount what happens when you lose your mind, saying you feel bewitched and just follow without resistance. He would be an expert. Sorry to point out Hongjoong's top 10 bad choices. He tells the citizens that there's beauty in chaos. Likely thing for him to say. Ateez understand more than anyone that it can be confusing, not knowing if they're in a dream or reality. Sorry, what was I talking about again? Oh, right. They're holding out their hand, guiding the citizens through a dark maze in order to awaken them. Similar to Precious, the members sing the chorus for the first time all together. They're singing as loud as they can in order for everyone to hear them, to lead them out of the darkness. In the end, Woo Young repeats it as he goes to sit down. Hongjoong, as his reflection, turns his head to tell you to wake up. Everyone's always asking, where's the Dune music video? Where is it? KQ, gimme the music video. Bro, where's the performance? Anyways, in Dune, it's so over, guys. The first line uses a play on words. They say that the light in my deserted heart. Deserted plays into the setting of the desert, which, as we all know, is very important to Ateez. They also say hala hala after this, which can only mean good things currently. When they look at themselves in the broken mirror, they see the desire in their eyes disappearing. The weight of their actions are being symbolized as rain that's constantly pouring on them, and as this happens, they're trying to pull themselves out of the hole, but it's getting harder and harder. They don't know who's to blame for the despair they feel, and they're getting overwhelmed with the overbearing influence of Z. Minji and Hongjoong's verse emphasizes the desert imagery, using it to show how suffocated they feel. They want to run away and escape, but they don't want to abandon the people here to their fate. Halazia, when I catch you, Halazia. The song is titled Dune, inspired by the books and movies of the same name. Like Lord of the Rings, I haven't consumed any of Dune, so again, SparkNotes, thank you for saving my life. Anyways, according to SparkNotes, Dune is a tale about the dangers of ambition and the corrupting influence of power. Let's keep reading. Through the character of Paul Atreides, Herbert. Wait, Paul? The main character's name is Paul? Timothy is playing a character named Paul? Okay, anyways, Herbert demonstrates how an individual's desire for power, even if originally unintended, can lead to disastrously chaotic consequences for themselves and the world around them, which could mean nothing. The novel's central conflict is both internal and external, as Paul struggles to come to terms with a role he initially resists, as Messiah of the Freeman people, while also facing the need to navigate the treacherous political landscape of the Imperium. He rises to become leader of the Freeman Rebellion against the corrupt Emperor and his powerful allies. Sounds kind of familiar, but I don't know. His initial reluctance to accept his prophesied role as the Messiah is rooted in his desire to fulfill his duties as a leader. However, as he becomes more aware of his own power and the potential to shape the course of history, his ambition begins to take hold, leading him to make choices that have far-reaching and deadly consequences, eventually erupting into open warfare.
I get it!
Okay, yes, there's maybe a lot of parallels between Ateez and Paul. There's even a direct comparison with the line "I'm suffocating. I can't even count the sacrifices," with the sacrifices Paul makes. Ateez, to say the least, are going through it. They're experiencing man-made horrors beyond their comprehension, and they want to leave. With the line "Heaven's door is getting farther and farther away," it seems like Ateez feel like they will be divinely punished for their actions. But we don't have time to think about that. We gonna make it bouncy.
What you gonna say? Get back and relax. Don't you want about now? At the top, but it's not for you, bro. Don't you realize what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Hey, let's go!
The opening scene with Minji reflects the opening of the Real. As we saw in the trailer, Ateez are split into duos. For more details on their disguises, Yuno and Jonggo are undercover cops, and Wooyoung and San are promoter and fighter, respectively. San is getting the shit kicked out of him. Yosong and Seonghwa drive to a pickup spot to get illegal chili peppers. Back at the bar, after Minji gets recognized, he lights the place up. San then fights back and asks the guy, Hongjoong, who gets the peppers from the biker duo and cracks it open to reveal a bullet. He pulls out his sniper rifle and fires, and it travels really far. Wow. But then it hits the Guardian. Job well done, guys, we did it. End credit is Minji being annoyed at Z's sign. In a meet and greet, Wooyoung and San explain their characters. Wooyoung is only using San to gain money. He doesn't care if San wins or loses, as long as he does his job, he's satisfied. San says he single-mindedly does whatever Wooyoung tells him to do, but due to his pride, he got angry when the guy landed a hit and, well, you know. Hongjoong, he's interviewing them here by the way, points out that's why they live in the van, because they need the money, but Yosong says Wooyoung bets on both sides, so he gains money regardless if San wins or lose. This correlates with Digipedi, the director, on his Instagram. They're making it bouncy, what's not to understand. No analysis needed. In performances for Django, they have a bar setting to accompany them. At the start, Seonghwa walks into a bar, surprising a group that are playing cards. In their surprise, Yosong shows up and kills them. Off to a great start. They're asking Z and his allies what they're betting. Who is destined to win against the other? Who is favored more in the Goddess of Justice eyes? The betting symbolism continues as Wooyoung holds up a playing card. They're using the battle between them as a betting game, implying they're bold enough to risk their lives. Z is more cautious, while Ateez act as if today is their last day. They're warning Z to run or else they'll kill him, like they fully taking shit about him. Django is the name of one of the first spaghetti westerns made, and the titular character was an outlaw, just like they refer to themselves as in the song. The Outlaws of the Sun are making their move. We continue right where we left off in Django, with Hongjoong hoping for Z to quickly feel fear whenever he hears their name. There's no hope for Z, and they won't accept any regrets. Hongjoong's sarcastic apologies, saying he was born with this nasty nature. They're warning Z that it's not a matter of if they'll find him, they will, no matter what. In the performance, which came out in between finishing the first version of this video, starts with them behind bars, where they belong. They mention Sector 1, inferring that this is their city, not his. At the end of Minji's verse, he tells Z not to get scared in the dark, inferring Ateez are completely comfortable in the dark. They could be lying to themselves, you know. Like a don't show your enemy you're scared, but, I'm not gonna be the one to ask them. They tell him to surrender now, because if he doesn't, they want control themselves. They won't play by the rules to end him. Usually in these types of stories, the main character just wants to capture and arrest the antagonist, but Ateez really seem they just want to end this guy like.
What's going on here? What? Huh? Oh, what, you going for something? You going for that? No. You want some more, man? You do? No. Yeah? No.
In the end of both Outlaw and Django and Outlaw, Ateez hold up their hands as if they're surrendering. But they're not. It's them mocking Z, saying he can come catch them if he wants. The moment he steps out, it'll be over for him. They're playing a game of chicken. Whoever backs out loses, but Ateez are standing 10 toes down there, the unstoppable force and the immovable object. Ateez have finished setting up and are making moves. What will Z do in response? It starts with details about how children are raised. After 6 months from birth, babies' talents and temperaments are revealed, and the parents must nurture them according to whatever will bring out this talent. The ones who are considered talented are eligible to go the Prestige Academy. Even in a whole new universe, gifted classes exist. There's 5 classes the kids can go into: government-focused, future guardians, research into classification of new humans, research into human survival, and city management. Off topic, I made a quiz for you to see which class you would go to. Check it out and comment below what you got. With their plans set, they start another heist, cause the last one went so well. They sneak into the school with everyone having a different role. Not the ones in bouncy, school-appropriate undercover roles. They track the older brother who heads to class 2 where Yosang is waiting for him. Yosang tells him to meet him in the bathroom. OMG, are they gonna fight? Is he gonna give him a swirly? Walter reaches the bathroom before Seonghwa appears behind him, and the two of them go inside. The guys tell him Danny explained everything, and as Walter is listening, he's like having an existential crisis. I mean, I would too if I spent 40 years in school, and now because of my sibling, that's all a waste of time. They explain to him that these feelings are good to have even if they don't feel positive, and the boy agrees to go with them, but then someone's slamming on the door. Walter is like, oh no, it's Thunder. Walter opens the door to a group of kids wearing uniforms that have the word Thunder on them. The group asks them why the 3 of them locked themselves in the bathroom. Well, a girl walks up to them being described as cold, and Seonghwa is looking at her crazy, so Yosang steps between them. Perfectly normal reaction to seeing a girl, I think. Glad he didn't overreact. Walter is 5 minutes from screaming, crying, throwing up when Seonghwa asks the girl why she's here. Yosang gets the brother out of there, and Seonghwa touches the Be Free bracelet he got in the Fever series. He asks her again, and this time it seems as if she might have a hint of emotion. She plays it chill though, but Seonghwa's bullshit meter is up. She lets them off with a warning before her and her posse leave, with her face returning to her cold default. Seong was like, that's the girl from World that gave him the bracelet. This is now a romance drama, star-crossed lovers. While everyone's in class, the guys set up everything on the campus when Yosang's like, hey, Walter's gone. You had one job. Wooyoung spots him running to the top floor. Danny runs to the quad while Wooyoung goes after Walter. Walter broke a window in the hallway and is now standing on the edge. The students on the ground floor are literally just deadpan watching him. It'd be funny if one of them was still like do a flip, but monotone. Walter calls them sense offenders. KQ these names. He's obviously like, my life is ruined, I'm gonna be sent to the Guardian Island, and I don't know, let him cook. Or I guess don't cause he'll jump, but I don't know. He only had 1 day left before graduation. Wooyoung starts talking him down. Can we take a moment to fully inust that Wooyoung in this lore is trying to get a high school student to not jump? Surely it couldn't get crazier than this. Yuno also joins them at the window to help, and Walter sees Danny from below crying. He then sees the Guardians moving towards Danny. In a panic, he tells them to go save Danny, but slips and HES falling. Yuno using the chromer flashes into the air and grabs the boy before flashing again on the ground. The brothers run to each other hugging and crying, and am still shocked a almost suicide scene just played out. Jonggo's like, what a relief, oop maybe not, and when Ateez look at him he literally shrugs and points to the Guardians. Glad to know he's still a chill guy. Seonghwa looks at Thunder Girl, OMG from Action League now, and he can see a hint of a smile. And Miggy's like, can't be helped. Let's go. I think the stress of leading a rebellious group is having some effects on them. Sure, it's fine though. They're having the time of their life setting up, just flashing all over the place using the chromer. The plan unfolds, with the students being liberated and the Guardians unable to catch Ateez. They mention the scene unfolding has been something that was last seen centuries ago. The Guardians catch as many of the liberated they can as hostage, and they tell Ateez to put down the chromer unless the kids be sent to the island. Ateez seemingly surrender, but then a bunch of color bombs go off and Ateez evacuate the campus. In the chaos, Danny is captured and Seonghwa goes to get him, but Thunder Girl grabs his arm and pulls him somewhere, and Yosong calls out, but Seonghwa, the girl and Walter are fucking gone. In the outro, the academy principal goes into Z's office and Z tells him that as the principal he should take responsibility. He already found his replacement, and as the principal says thank you, not knowing what it means to be grateful, the personal guards of Z shoot the principal in the heart and head. He's fucking dead.
Here's me gagging.
In October, trucks showing Halazia with the message, "Follow your will," were seen in Europe and Korea. We're back in the fucking building again. The teaser poster has birds and a rabbit on it, along with the words Estrella, Amistad, Historia, which translate to star, friendship, and history. The title for the album is also revealed to be the world EP Finn, Will. The last time an album had Finn in it was for the Treasure series. For the teaser concept photos, Ateez were shown in shadow with the tagline, "What does emotion mean to you?" For the second set of concept photos, Ateez are shown wearing military-like outfits. For this set, they also had unit photos. Wait, oh my god. Like they did in the past, Ateez are recreating old concept photos. This time, using their full album Treasure episode Finn. The first concept photos also mirrors the ones in Treasure episode Finn. In both, they're hiding their faces. Soon after, fans in Korea found little posters with a QR code. When scanned, it reads "Sorry, CO" from Rabbit Mito. When you open it, this plays.
Get up. Get up. Get up.
We see a little rabbit riding a crescent moon with the A symbol behind it. Then the album tracklist was released, showing the phases of the moon, leading to a red full moon as the title, and if you look closely, the shape in the moon looks like a rabbit. The moon rabbit is a mythical creature in folklore based off the markings on the near side of the moon. On November 13th, a noose number 25 was posted, and throughout the video this mischievous rabbit is seen. Mito continues to terrorize fans even on our special day. On the 17th, a letter from Mito is posted on the Ateez Twitter. It reads, 2023, November 18th, 2 p.m. Under a moon that rises in broad daylight, we are living in a limited time. Look for me first and call on me. I've carved a mark just for our very own. P.S. Don't forget, I'm the impatient type. Sincerely, Mito, this little shit, just causing havoc. Who do they think they are, Hongjoong? When Ateez found the clues, they found posters with lyric spoilers. Lastly, another poster was seen, this time showing Mito on a motorbike. When it's scanned, Mito appears on their moon bike, asking if you want to see before driving off. This rabbit has very threatening energy. I hope we never see them again. For the trailer, it's fully shot in black and white. It shows the Prestigious Academy before going to Ateez hideout with Yuno and Wooyoung. Minji is scoping out a place while Jonggo is at a lounge. As Yosong walks, the people next to him stop before looking up and moving as if they're being controlled. The members watch as people start getting taken away, implying these are liberated people. The people are taken to a facility where San and Seonghwa watch. At the academy, Hongjoong passes students but stops at a girl. He holds out his hand as the girl steps towards him and maybe cracks a small smile before walking away. Could this be Thunder Girl? Hongjoong then looks into the camera, giving a Cheshire-like grin, which again could mean nothing, except that it does because Treasure's Fin album title track was in fact Wonderland, where the Cheshire Cat is from. But we'll talk about that more later. For now, let's get to the first song. We know continues on from Outlaw. From Ateez warning Z they're hunting him down. Like in Outlaw, they want Z to feel fear whenever they see their face. The performance starts with the members coming out of a stone entrance. San and Seonghwa appear on top of the stone entrance, with San controlling Seonghwa's movements. Seonghwa is acting in place of Z. His movements are predictable, as if Ateez are the ones ordering him. For Hongjoong's rap, the dancers are perfectly still. In contrast, during Minji's rap, the dancers move along with him. Wooyoung appears behind one of the dancers, removing a mask from him, going along with his lyric. For the chorus, they repeat two moves. They have one hand go behind their head with the other hand pointing towards their head. Seonghwa performs this move by himself on top of the set. Seonghwa explained that when he's doing this move, he's stealing the soul from the mind. They also move their hand closer to their head before quickly moving it away and making a fist towards his head. Wooyoung does this move by himself. Another thing about this performance that I wanted to point out, the background. The background shows a large castle with lightning and waves harshly splashing below it. At the end of the song, the castle is on fire. Does this scene look similar? They used a castle type of setting when performing Utopia. For Utopia, it starts off with the aurora-filled night sky with a full view of a castle on the edge. The bottom is illuminated by the red glow of the sea beneath it. When they perform Inception in the same performance, we switch to a closer view of the castle, with lightning and fire surrounding it. Their utopia isn't what they originally pictured. It's filled with pain and strife. But they have the will to make this harsh world theirs. They'll set it ablaze and in the ashes, find a new, shimmering world. And they won't let anyone stand in their way. Hongjoong says that Z will be caught off guard due to neglect, not foul play, meaning they'll attack from where he least expects it. Z will never get Ateez to submit to him, so he should stop trying to hide behind a mask. In his episode of I Mess on the Beat, when explaining lyrics from the song, he says that there is no lie without a mask. There is no lie without troubles, and that lies cause troubles in the future. The mask here is the false harmonious world that Z created and is hiding behind. Eventually, the truth will cause this world to crumble. In the last chorus, everything's the same except for the added lyric of, "I could never let you run away," referring back to Django. They were mocking him, telling him to run even though they'll just catch him. A true game of cat of mouse where they gave him the false hope of escaping, but it was never an option. The outro explains that thunder will cause a flash of light, revealing him to everyone. Since we now know that Thunder is a real organization, could this mean something? Z and Ateez both know it's only a matter of time before they take off Z's mask, showing the world for the villain that he is. Z can't pretend and hide anymore. The world is watching. Z really pissed off the wrong people. It starts off with childish temperament, saying because the world is boring, they want to mess it up. They'll turn Z's empire upside down and hope everyone enjoys the show. By exclaiming that they were born crooked and they're troublemakers, they're telling Z they want to obey. They start asking who wants to play with them, and it doesn't sound menacing at all. The lyrics ready or not link back to the past few songs, where Ateez have been seeking out Z. They are now fully ready to capture him and end the game. The wish they've all dreamed of, the desire that has grew in their hearts since the beginning, is starting to emerge. The light that they've longed for can be theirs if they pull this off. The drinking lyrics resemble the concept photos from before. Along with the glasses, some members have smudged lipstick to show they've been messily drinking or eating. This, along with the lyric, "Who has got my back?" makes me think of the painting The Last Supper. Is someone going to betray Ateez? Why do I feel like this painting might come back up in the future anyways? Their plan is set the moon is full. It's time to get crazy. The first shot instantly looks familiar to Wonderland. In the sky, a crescent moon is shown. We see Yuno at the base before switching to Minji, who crashes his car into a lounge. He references his own scene in Bouncy, but here he's just drinking milk.
Good for you.
White Russian. No ice. Hold the vodka. Hold the Kahlua.
Green. Straight up.
Wooyoung at the base throws a hammer at Yuno because he was asking for it. Jonggo's playing poker with some white people, and they're like, wait a second, and one of them almost shoots Jonggo, but Jonggo's faster and shoots him. You see San and Seonghwa at the facility from the trailer rocking out, while Hongjoong and Yosong. A news reporter is on the scene talking about the lounge when Hongjoong takes over. Hongjoong shoots around the place and Guardians start chasing him. You know what, maybe they have a point, this guy's a menace to society. As he's running, he gets hit by a car, but because he's a cartoon character, he's completely fine. Seonghwa and San get arrested, but because they're chill guys. We see Wooyoung doing something with a ship. Meanwhile, Jonggo's shooting up the bar and Miggy's like, oh, that crazy guy. The bullet goes through a TV that shows the android guardian. As Hongjoong is getting pinned, jealous, he plants a device on the car and a giant holographic ship appears over the city. The Guardians arresting him are surprised, and in the chaos, Hongjoong runs off, smiling widely. This part reminds me of a line in Emergency, play as much as you want, smile with open mouth. I don't know myself either, stranger. Everyone is celebrating in the lounge. I guess those other people are just laying dead off screen. The ending shot again looks familiar to the ending of Wonderland. The ending scene shows the Cromer broken. A blue bird flies off with a red stone, revealing a red full moon. Back in Fever, the Cromer mechanics were revealed. The Cromer can change its function depending on the changes of the moon. When the crescent moon rises, it can deliver messages through dreams. When it's a full moon, it can move dimensions. For why this is important would have to wait, unfortunately, because it ties into future events. KQ released a press article explaining each of the members' roles in Crazy Form. Seonghwa and San were the musical unit who sang Freedom in front of the captured people. They wanted to turn the tense situation into a dance party and wanted to enjoy the situation even though they were also captured. Minji and Jonggo were a noir unit who break into a private lounge for high-ranking executives. Hongjoong and Yosong are street gangsters. Hongjoong is a captain who leads a pleasant revolution despite being restrained. Yosong symbolized the expression of identity and unpredictable attitude of free people who graffiti. Yosong's role pairs with his bird symbolism of being free. Yuno and Wooyoung were engineers in charge of creating a hologram of a new ship for another voyage of Ateez. This goes with the end of the year performances of Crazy Form, where Ateez act out being on a futuristic spaceship. Ateez making their own ship separate from Halateez's traditional pirate ship goes back into them wanting to be their own person in this world. Besides visually, what is the importance of Wonderland to Crazy Form? In Wonderland, Halateez encouraged Ateez to keep going despite finding out Wonderland, Z's military city, is the utopia they were searching for. Halateez wanted them to keep fighting despite finding out the truth. In Crazy Form, Ateez are fighting to change the dystopian city into a utopian one. Ateez and Wonderland were lost, climbing stairs that lead to nowhere, but here, they know exactly what they have to do to get a utopia. Two songs in a row Ateez are drinking their drunk as fuck.
Bus, club, another club, plane, next place.
When performed on tour, they're using a bar set. Performance-wise, they dance very drunkenly as well. The lyrics, it's a neighborhood party for everyone. Just standing by is a luxury could mean that everyone should partake in the revolution. And if you just stand on the sidelines, it shows your privilege of not needing to fight with them to change how things are. Again, they pull betting symbolism, using the roulette wheel as the wheel of fate. They're dancing the final dance against Z. The battle between them and Z feel like a dream at times, that they're just dancing along to the beat and waiting for applause at the end. They love the adrenaline rush they get whenever they're being chased, which is something we've seen in several videos now, and in the diaries. The song overall gives a surreal and euphoric type of vibe. To Ateez, life's just a stage with no dress rehearsals. If they're going to do anything, they're putting all of their energy into it, as if it could be their final show. But when the highs turn to lows, what will be left? Welcome back, Utopia. The performance starts with the members' views being obstructed. The dancers are dressed in all black while the members are in silver, white, or have glittery embellishments. From this, we can tell that this is light versus dark symbolism. Continuing their mission to free the citizens, they get a feeling that they once had. The silver light of hope returns. They mention they have frozen wings, which could call back to cyberpunk when they call the city frozen. But also the religious motif continues with the angelic imagery. The light shines through the darkness, and Hongjoong's verse points out this is their last chance before they fully get swallowed up by the darkness. He stated that whether he wants it or not, this is his life now, and facing his regrets, he chooses to keep moving forward. In both Utopia and here, Hongjoong mentions being blind. In Utopia, he says he doesn't care if everyone turns a blind eye to their dream, and in Silverlight, he says he's willing to go blind to reach the light. They are willing to give up anything to grab the light, including saying goodbye to their past and being reborn in a metaphorical sense. They want to reach paradise again. They want to go beyond the light to reach Utopia. At the bridge, Ateez are almost swallowed up by the darkness again, but their determination to shine brighter than the dark and fly higher than the clouds. It's also at this point that for tours, Ateez stops singing here, and during this section lights are shown into the sky which look beautiful in person. Ateez then slowly walk, taking the light as they pass. Yuno takes the final one and throws it up into the air. At last, the light they've been chasing is within grasp now. Their dreams are close to becoming reality. It would be a shame if something were to happen. A few months have passed and more people have been liberated to the point where the government is now executing people who have emotions without sending them to the island. They're also hanging corpses of liberated people in the middle of town. Fun. We pick back up right after the academy plot with the members wondering where the fuck Seonghwa is. But speak of the devil and he shall appear. Hongjoong's like, you did not follow this girl because she looks like the one in our dimension, right? And the other members are like, stand up, monarch. And Seonghwa's reading the room that's filled with rancid vibes, and he's like, no, hear me out. He explains that Thunder is a resistance group and the girl put a tracker on Danny before he was snatched up, and they believe he's at the disposal site. Hongjoong's like, how can she be trusted? And he's like, she can find the location of Z due to her position, and they are not having it.
Who's this?
That's my friend Chelsea.
Okay, well, she's bad news. No, I can just feel it. Yep, she's gonna betray you, so start watching your background.
Girl, really?
Yep, you got any money missing? I'm telling you, no.
It's revealed that Z is the leader of the pseudo-religious scientific organization called Science Salver, and the organization's AI simulation for the best solution. They created a party under the catchphrase, the pursuit of a peaceful world without religious conflict and terror through emotional control. The party grew in size, passed the Emotional Regulation Act, and as a result, Z effectively took control over this world. This is the name of the religious cult, organization in World A. In World A, the leader's name is Henry Joe, who believed that humans are the collection of energy. Deciding to focus on the rescuing Danny, they head to the disposal site. Back to Z after killing the principal, the head guardian briefly thinks that he will eventually end the same way, but does not have an emotional response. Internally, he's like, we might be the baddies, but I have to obey, so I can't think about that right now. Z tells him that Ateez will go to the site to rescue the boy, and the head guardian must take care of them or else he will end up like the principal. At this point, you'd think Z would be like questioning his actions, right? But no, he's doubling down. The head guardian goes to the disposal site with 100 guardians as backup. At the disposal site, people who work continually around the furnaces have their skin red as a result, and almost look like goblins, so they're called red humans. A bunch of blue butterflies fly inside with the guardians and scatter. In some small rooms, there are people locked in cages that are due to be disposed of. In a room with a boiling furnace, there are floating bodies that are melting in the incinerator, and red humans are using sticks to mix the liquid. A butterfly lands on an execution platform that resembles a diving board, and upon closer look, the butterfly is actually mechanical. And it has a camera on it. Yosong from a van watching the feed says that the tracker lead him there, but he can't see Danny. They decide to continue as planned, and Minji crashes into the parking lot of the site, causing the cars nearby to go off. Red humans go out to turn off the alarms, and Ateez use this to sneak in and lock them out. Hongjoong, Jonggo, Yosong, and Yuno fight off the Guardians to the left of the hallway, while the other half go to the right to rescue the prisoners using the chromer. The Guardians overwhelm them, pointing a gun at them. The other half, who were transporting the prisoners to the bunker, hear a noise from the bunker door and then gunshots and screams. Jonggo over the radio tells them they need the chromer because they're captured, which puts them in a predicament. The prisoner group needs the chromer to save the people, but the fighting group need the chromer to escape. The bunker doors burst open and a black pirate tells them they've been exposed before getting stabbed, sliced, in the back and dying in front of them. Wooyoung wonders how the Guardians found the bunker, if they have an inside spy, and they all look at Seonghwa. Seonghwa can't even answer them if he told Thunder their location. Back with the first group, a Guardian is holding the boy on the execution stand. The head Guardian that has his gun aimed at Hongjoong tells him to tell the other group to hand over the chromer, or else the kid gets killed in 10 minutes.
Do you know you have 30 minutes?
Are you kidding me?
30, yes.
That's where we are right now. This kid is gonna get pushed into essentially lava over an hourglass. Hongjoong radios the other team and tells them to get over here, and they attempt to take out the Guardians at the bunker, but they get beat the fuck up and they're like coughing blood as the remaining Guardians continue bashing them. Both teams are like, oh, this is our final moments, we're gonna die here. They had almost forgotten the dreams they had back in World after taking up this task from those bums, Halazia. They put aside their own wants to help save the people of this world. But it ends today. Or does it? A Guardian falls to the ground, and Wooyoung looks up to seeing people in ridiculous masks with sticks. OMG, it's NCT 127. The people start attacking the Guardians. They then tell Ateez that they'll handle the prisoners and remaining Guardians, and Ateez are like, say less, but Walter also follows them. Literally, as the timer is up, the other half shows up and takes the guns from the Guardians and throws them in the furnace. Hey, maybe you should use them, I don't know. Head Guardian dangles Danny over the furnace and is like, I'm not fucking around here, and the other half is like, damn, okay, and they get tied up. Walter sees everything and slides his pocket knife towards Yuno, who starts sawing off his ropes. The head Guardian puts Danny back down after getting the chromer and is like, your check is in the mail, and Ateez is like, what the fuck, and Danny was like, maybe if your bunker was on Google Maps I would've went there first for help, sorry. Back at the bunker, the prisoners are being put on buses, and once everything's clear, the people take off their masks and it's Thunder. Because of their status, they're able to pass through the city checkpoint easily. It's revealed that Danny first hid at the disposal site to intercept once Walter got sent there, and only sent a message to the Black Link because he couldn't find their location for help. When his brother didn't show up to the site, he went home and saw him there. He also got a message from the Black Pirates with a rough location of the bunker, and they're like, if you stay in the area and if it's safe, then they'll help, and Danny was like, fuck that, and asked the head Guardian to make an exception for him and his brother in exchange for the bunker's location. They point out specifically Yuno feeling betrayed. Walter is like, bro, what the fuck, and Danny is like, oh, was that the wrong choice, and Walter is like, yeah, but you can still fix things though. This is the right side to be on. Danny doesn't move, so Walter starts making his way towards him. Walter then says, yes, everyone lived by making mistakes. Depending on whether you choose to turn it around at the next opportunity or cover up your mistakes with more wrong choices can make all the difference in one's life. The members knew it better than anyone else. That's Hongjoong Treasure Era shade. Danny starts making his way towards his brother finally, and the Guardians try to intervene, but Yosong trips them, but head Guardian is like, wrong answer, forehead, and kicks Walter off the execution platform and holds Danny by the neck. Minji grabs the chromer and flashes over to the platform, and it turns into a telltale game, oh no. Walter is like, "Go save my brother," and he does so, as Walter falls into the furnace. We got another kid death, y'all. The members throw the Guardians into the furnace as well. The head Guardian is chasing Hongjoong, who has the Chromer, and Danny tackles head Guardian off the platform. Hongjoong tries to hold onto Danny with one hand, but it's not enough, and Danny tells him sorry before letting him and head Guardian fall into the furnace. People are dying who have never died before. To keep count, that's now 4 dead children in this K-pop storyline. The building starts shaking, and Seonghwa's like, "The bombs are about to go off, we need to go." The blue butterflies that were scattered all turn red and explode, causing the building to collapse. At Thunder's main base, the members planted 2 trees for the brothers and are holding a funeral service. There are also flowers and trees for the fallen Black Pirate members. Thunder Girl explains to Seonghwa that she first heard the Grime siblings singing here in this village, and that's what awoken her. When she became part of Thunder, she never sent anyone to the disposal site and would just give them warnings. Later on, the girl successfully graduates hiding her emotions. She has been chosen to be Z's protocol manager. The Guardians pick her up from her house and they drive to Z's location. In the car, Thunder Girl memorizes the way there. Thunder Girl arrives at Z's office and the final test begins. Energy molecules can be seen behind his desk, which are linked to the chips. The lights dims due to the emotional energy. He tells her that she was looking around while driving, then at the people in the hallway, and at the molecule lights in his office. Curiosity is an emotion, and that's dangerous. He asks her if her molecule is here, and she's like, "Fuck, am I cooked?" But she keeps her cool and is like, "I was just checking the vibes, dude." The Guardian checks her chip, and it does in fact show it's there, and Z, satisfied, asks her what she thinks about the sense offenders, and she says they are unnecessary impurities. Crescent Part 1 is seen in Treasure Episode 3. It is used as a transition between illusion and wave. To explain further, it's a transition from the dream back to reality. Crescent Part 2 is played in the outro video for Will. It picks up with the bird from Crazy Form. It flies off, visiting all of the locations from Crazy Form. But now they're empty except for the school, where the children look up at the bird. The bird ends up back at the base, dropping off to the redstone. We see the blueprint for the ship for the hologram as well. Crescent Part 2 is a transition as well. The interlude takes the story from World Z back to World A. I know, crazy right? Why are we suddenly going back to the old world? In this interview, Ateez said that the songs past this interlude serve as a prequel to the next series. The visuals for the songs give off a flashback sort of feeling, or an insight to the members' mindset after all of their adventures, so keep that in mind as we go through. Dreamy Day is a song for fans, so we will be skipping it. For the unit and solo songs, because the members themselves wrote the lyrics and pulled from personal experiences, I won't be talking about lyrics as much and mainly focus on the music videos. So with that all of the way, we will be going to the first song. It starts with someone putting a tracker under their car. Seonghwa and Hongjoong get in the car and get bagged. They're taken to another place and tied up. If you look closely, there's clocks on the chains. The cloaked people are filming them. They then break out using strength alone, but like Hongjoong probably was vibrating so quickly like the Flash, it just broke the chains, you know. In this scene, he grabs Seonghwa and quickly runs off, so maybe they have the Chromer. Or it's caffeine. Or just a Hongjoong thing. or all of the above. They end up at a CD store and destroy it. Which, I thought we were pro-music. Maybe it's CDs of terrible music like whichever your most disliked artist is, viewer. They then find the place where the recordings were sent, and you see more cloaked people watching. Mats walk between them, and the guys are like, oh hey, that's them, and follow them. Mats, having fully converted them, have an underground party. At the end, they walk out and you hear sirens in the background. The music video seems to take place in World Z, with the duo getting captured by Z's henchmen. But the captain and his right-hand man can't be stopped by any means necessary, so either join them or get out their fiery path. We first seen a sign that says trauma. A car stops in front of Woo Young, and we go into the inner machinations of his mind. The visual here looks similar to a scene in the Diary film where he talked about his stage fright. Yosong finds himself back in a classroom similar to the one he was in Turbulence. After this, he's also seen getting hit by a plane. Turbulence was when Yosong was physically away from the members, being captured and put in the infamous glass box. San, wearing blue, is seen in a birdcage, dancing as he's locked inside. You also get a shot of him being surrounded by crows? Ravens? The black of the feathers could symbolize the dark, Z, or Halazia. In Woo Young's part, he mentions taking flight like Peter Pan. This is now the third time Woo Young is seen flying in a music video with no explanation. In the performance of the song, Yosong is seen in a bed of white feathers before breaking out a cage. The music video shows that the trio are traumatized from their time at World Z. Yosong, who I discussed briefly already, leaves World A on a sour note with his father. He gets to World Z and is constantly being restrained or captured in some way. San leaves World A after deciding to stay with his friends and not move away. After arriving in World Z, he's always puts himself in harm's way or maybe even dies multiple times due to his sacrifices. And Woo Young, who suffers from pretty privilege. Just kidding. Woo Young got over his stage fright to a point in World A. He had to choose between going to a big company or going with the members to World Z. He follows them and goes through a personal change once his desire to stay with the group becomes stronger. He's also the first one of the group to get injured when they first arrive, which I'm sure didn't help him mentally. Because this is a preview to the next series, I can only assume these traumas will come into play later. Speaking of trauma, it starts with the duo running in a field. Spoiler alert, this is the only time they're happy in the music video. Minji looks in a building and sees himself, who resembles how he looked in the Diary film. You see someone, an adult, listening to Minji. Yuno also looks in a building and sees a warehouse which looks similar to the one in the Diary film. You also see a crashed car. Oh! You then see multiple adults criticizing/scolding Minji. Minji, sick of listening to them, puts on his headphones. We saw him do this in the Diary film when he wanted to escape from the harsh reality. Back in the field, Minji turns around and sees that Yuno isn't there. He turns around again and finds himself surrounded by mirrors, but the reflection is Yunho. Minji, when his reflection shows himself, breaks the mirror. Yuno in the warehouse breaks his guitar on the car. What a fun rhyme for something so sad. The warehouse is now on fire, but Yunho's dancing as if he doesn't care. During this, he does a turning motion with his hand. Minji is outside of the on-fire cabin, watching it before Yunho joins him. Together, they watch the cabin burn. I get it now. The reason Yuno and Minji wasn't in the ITZY unit is because all their trauma stems from World A. Minji in Fever was a troubled teen that no one understood. His only family member was his grandmother, and before Woo Young, he didn't have any friends. The adults in his life blamed him for his hard life, so Minji isolated himself. Yuno had a close relationship with his brother, who used to busk with him. When his brother got into the car accident, he started being friends with Hongjoong, who looked similar to his brother. At the end of Fever, they returned to A, and despite Yuno's efforts to change fate, his brother not only dies again, but dies in his arms. The duo watch their younger selves filled with pain, stuck in a burning building. Fire in lore means transformation, passion, and destruction. With the burning of the cabin, they show how much the two has transformed, changed, and grown. It's akin to a phoenix, discarding their younger selves and born anew. And from what we've seen, it makes sense this is how these two feel post-Fever. Sure, Yuno catches some strays every now and again, but overall they both seem really healed from their past. We first see Jonggo outside in the snow. He wanders around to different places looking sad. It's then revealed that in World A he had a girlfriend. We go through the couple's cute moments, including Jonggo playing basketball with her. We then see the couple arguing. During this, it seems that Jonggo is telling her something that she doesn't agree with, and when she argues back, he doesn't respond. The arguing leads to her trying to leave. Jonggo first tries to stop her before he finally lets her go. The final shot is similar to the one in his diary film, where he is in front of a burning basketball hoop. In the album Behind, Jonggo explains that the song Everything is about a person being with the thing or person that means everything to them, and due to taking them for granted lets them go, but in time, realizes that they were everything to them. The tragedy of the reveal of his girlfriend isn't that he loved her and lost her, but that he chose basketball over her. In the diary film, Jonggo says that becoming a basketball player was his whole dream. It's the only thing he wanted, it was his everything. At first, Jonggo and his girlfriend are like any other couple, but soon, Jonggo gets caught up with his dream and started to just take her for granted. There could be a number of typical tropes to pull from as to what exactly he does to make her realize she's not as important to him as she thought she was, but it doesn't matter what the specific thing is. In the end, she decides to break up with him and he allows it. After they break up, Jonggo gets into the accident that causes him to give up his basketball dreams, and from this he realizes his mistake in letting her go. She was everything to him, not basketball, but now he has nothing. Until he meets the rest of Ateez, of course. But yeah, the music video is basically Jonggo fumbling a girl hard and being like, "My girlfriend hates me, I hope I die." Him and Seonghwa just letting these girls slip through their fingers. Skill issue, I'm afraid. And with that, we have reached the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry if you've been waiting for this for a long time. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and share this video. I love you. Bye.
Speak to the people, Piccolo. Let me speak. No one's stopping you. They need to hear this. 30. They need to hear this. One thing. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30.